smart TV for under $250 at Walmart.com. Whether it's for you or an entertainment fan on your list, the Vizio V-Series delivers crystal clear picture quality with Dolby Vision, best-in-class 4K streaming, and epic gaming with AMD FreeSync. And with top-tier apps built right in, you're only a click away from blasting your favorite holiday on iHeartRadio. Head to Walmart.com today and score this season's best TV deal.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Alliant Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 12-month terms and only $1,000 minimum. And the happiest part? Alliant certificates yield 5.25% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/Alliant. That's ALLIANT. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 11/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
818 and KFYR Guns in the 701. Did you guys catch that Allison Chains hunting story?
Yeah,
I did.
Went hunting through November 31st. I think it's great. I think you should be able to shoot whatever you want on November 31st. That sounds like
good to me, right?
You can't say it on April 1st because then people start shooting anything because that exists. But on November 31st, yes, you can shoot whatever you want. Just don't go shooting stuff, folks. It's December 1st. Hopefully you flipped your calendar up.
I'll take any rock musician on our team who likes to hunt and shoot guns. Bring it on. I like that. Good job, Jerry.
Maybe every February 29th, every 4 years, we can do it too.
Well, the other 3 February 29ths.
Yeah.
I guess Lane Staley should have been hunting with Jerry a little more. He'd probably still be alive, huh, Todd?
I guess so.
Yeah.
You'd think somebody at his stature or whatever would have a handler tell him, dude, there is no November 31st. You think somebody would have told him, but I guess not. Or maybe
getting into some of Lane's good stuff. He thought there was an extra hunting day. Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Guns in the 701 here on KFYR Best Podcast on iHeart. 4 outsider reform candidates nominated by NRA members. What's going on there?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk within NRA and outside of NRA, especially in the media over the past 5 to 10 years, that it's corrupt and it's all kinds of things. We've heard the Wayne LaPierre stories, which I've clarified to a lot of people as far as what was going on with his suits and things like that. But nonetheless, it's an open board. Anyone can run for it. So there are 4 people. A guy by the name of Judge Phil Journey, Rocky Marshall, Dennis Facero, and Jeff Knox. And Jeff Knox writes a lot of articles for a lot of different publications and basically firearms news outlets. They've all decided that they wanted to run, and they were able to get enough petition signatures from the NRA voting members. Now, remember, NRA voting members are either 5-year members or Life Plus members. That's the only ones that can vote in the NRA. And they got their names on the ballot for the 2024 director elections coming up. And essentially 25 people or 25 seats are up every single year out of the 76 board membership directors board. So that's kind of where this is going. Basically what they feel is there needs to be reform. They think there's a lot of issues going on, and I'm not saying there isn't issues going on within the NRA. As with any organization that's that large, of 6 million members plus, I do kind of think it's insane that they have a 75 plus 1, 76 member board of directors. I don't know how you get anything done with that many people on there, but hey, that's what is formed in the bylaws, and it would take a change there. So that's what we got going on. You got some board members. One's been there for 43 years. Several been there 20 years or more. I vote every year when my ballot comes, and yeah, a lot of them names are pretty familiar. So maybe there's time for some change, shake things up, and see where we go. But that's kind of in a nutshell what's going on with the board of directors. And I guess I wanted to bring it up because everyone says nothing ever changes there. Well, here you go. You got 4 guys right now that went to the grassroots voting members, got their name on the ballot, and they're going to go in there and try to win it. So there is some change possibly coming.
You know, you just said with that many members, you wonder how they get anything done. You just made me think of the U.S. House, but that's just me, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a kick out of one of these, I think Neil Knox, which Neil's got an axe to grind against the NRA. I guarantee it if you ever look in that guy's story, going back to his dad, but he said that he'd note that we're not seeking any of those leadership positions for ourselves. We just want to ensure the most qualified candidates are available. Yeah, I'm sure if he got a leadership position, he'd say no. I hope everybody remembers that, because if he does get in, I guarantee you that guy take a leadership, one of these leadership positions. He's full of it there. He's done this before too. I actually heard Phil Journey play. Remember Cam and Company? He was always on the NRA every night doing kind of a live stream thing, and Phil Journey he was pretty good. But like I said, Neil Knox for Jeff Knox. Neil was his dad. I'm not voting for Jeff. I don't know about Dennis versus Rocky. I'll look into it, because if you get your NRA magazine, they got a whole spiel in there when it comes time to vote about what these candidates stand for and all that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not against voting for these other guys. Like I said, I'll definitely vote for Phil Journey. But, yeah, you're right. There's some names on there. I know there was that Joaquin Jackson. Remember him from Texas? I think he finally retired. But, yeah, he was one. I think he was a sheriff down there, and he was one of them guys. He wasn't against ARs, but he didn't think he needed more than 10 rounds, and I voted against that guy every time. But somehow he got on. Somehow he got back on. There's always bad apples in the group. So
you want proof that you need more than 10 rounds? You put the gun in my hand, and
I look at that board of directors deal, and it does become that. So many people, as with regular voting in anything, they don't go check out the candidates. They look for the familiar name and go, "Oh yeah, I'll vote for that guy." I mean, there some of them guys, like Ted Nugent. I'm probably always going to vote for Ted Nugent on the board of directors, because I know exactly how he feels and what he thinks.
He resigned, actually, Clay.
He did, but what I'm getting at is I always voted for him when he was on there.
Yeah,
and I there are names on there I'm always going to vote for if I see them.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of these names, you've got to go look at them, see what they've done. I'm always leery when I see a politician's name on there, because then nice thing though, they got a voting record. Pretty easy to go look up their voting record.
Guns to the 701 here at KFYR 550. So apparently, according to a federal judge, there's no Second Amendment right to buy a gun. We're supposed to make our own? Or what does the Second Amendment actually mean then?
Oh, he wouldn't want you to do that either, Todd. I mean,
probably doesn't want me to throw a rock either. But by the way, I am wearing your shirt today, just so you know.
Perfect.
You know what I just realized? Not to change the subject, but I just realized you guys gave me my very first monogrammed shirt.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome.
First again for Guns in the 701.
Little TTRG on the back there. I'm like, oh wow, I own a monogrammed shirt now.
There you go. Custom made.
Mom would be disappointed this was the first one. In fact, the only one. And it'll probably be my only one my whole life. But it's radio. I don't need a monogrammed shirt. But in this case.
There's a gun case in Colorado, Rocky Mountain Gun Owners versus Polis, which is Jared Polis. It's challenging Colorado's 3-day waiting period for firearm purchases. And then, of course, we got the judge there, Judge John Kane. Speaking of being something for a long term, appointed to the federal bench by leftist Jimmy Carter in 1977. He decided to stretch the reasoning to the breaking point on how you acquire your guns. He said, sure, I acknowledge that District of Columbia versus Heller meant the individual right to possess and carry weapons in case of confrontation. But good old Judge Kane went on to say purchase and delivery are one means of creating the opportunity to have weapons. The relevant question is whether the plain text covers that specific meaning. It does not. So he further goes on to say, you don't have a right to buy a gun, Todd. That's not your right, which that'd be like...
I'm pulling one out of my butt then? I mean, how am I getting that thing?
Yeah. So any judge that would insist a ban on newspaper sales would not implicate First Amendment prohibitions. They'd disgrace themselves and ruin their profession, wouldn't they? But anything these leftists can do to try to discredit or stop you from exercising your Second Amendment civil right, they'll pull it out. I mean, it's ridiculous. He also said our nation had a historical tradition of regulating the carrying of firearms and use of them by intoxicated individuals. Last I checked, founders and framers were sucking down pints in pubs when they were writing the Constitutional Bill of Rights. So I don't know about that one.
Well, to try and compare the intoxication part of that to a waiting period, it's apples and oranges. I mean, we still have laws on the books to this day that, North Dakota Century Code's got it right there. It says if you are drinking, you cannot carry. You can't carry into a place that serves alcohol. There are laws today. They have existed for a long time, but it does not bar your right to purchase or carry, just only if you're intoxicated, which has nothing to do with a waiting period because you are doing something to yourself that impairs yourself. Just going to buy a firearm as a normal person, you're not doing anything. So you're lumping everybody in, saying you can't do this for 3 days, which does not follow the historical use of the Second Amendment, versus a law that basically, if you've impaired yourself, says, hey, while you're impaired, you can't do this. Not that I agree with it or disagree with it. I'm just saying that is what the law is right now, and they're apples and oranges.
Well, we could get that changed in the legislative session here in a little over a year. But
there is, some states have it. If your BAC is below, if it's like point, what is it, point?
What's next? You can't.
Alcohol, as long as 50% of its revenue comes from something else, which would be food, somewhere like a Texas Roadhouse or some of these places that most of their revenue is food sales, you may carry in there. That's in South Dakota. And they passed that several years ago, but North Dakota does not have that yet.
Yet, the operative word. But if guns in the 701 have anything to do with it, it's either that or we're bringing rocks in and we'll just start throwing rocks. That's just it. All right, more coming up with guns.
Skulls with them.
More coming up with guns in the 701. Stand by.
It's Mitchell in the morning. KFYR 550.
Well, coming up, the latest WASDE report, and it paints a brighter picture for at least the corn crop. Coming up next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Before Shopify, did you find yourself wondering, where are my sales at? But now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Gary, easy on the cha-ching. I can't even get my lines out.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Amazing, Gary. Bet you're loving how powerful Shopify's tools are.
And I can make my brand look however I want without code.
And that you can sell on all the marketplaces and socials from your Shopify store.
Or all that.
Gary, stop leaving sales on the table. Start selling with Shopify and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/iHeartFree. That's shopify.com/iHeartFree. Shopify.com/iHeartFree.
Fire.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. The latest World Ag Supply and Demand Report from the USDA increased yield for both corn and soybeans. Betty Resnick, American Farm Bureau Federation economist, says that the report comes as harvest is wrapping up across the country.
As of November 5th, which is our latest crop progress report, corn is at 81% harvested nationwide, and soybeans are at 91% harvested nationwide. So we're definitely wrapping up both of those, and both are slightly above 5-year averages. We've had pretty good harvest conditions. However, they have been battling some pretty wet conditions in Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. They're a bit behind schedule, but overall, we've made really good progress in harvest this year.
She says that the WASDE report with increased yields reflects the resiliency of the corn crop across the country this year.
We were facing really potentially desperate situations earlier this summer with drought. They've revised yields back up 1.9 bushels to 170 74.9 bushels nationally, putting us back on track for a record corn crop. So corn's gotten bigger. We're going to see loosening supplies with that. And soybeans, similar story. They also saw a bump up in yields to 49.9 bushels an acre.
And with harvest nearing its end, attention now turns to South America.
As Northern Hemisphere harvest wraps up, of course, all eyes are starting to go south of the equator to see what's going on in South America as they start planting again, what that's going to look like for global supply. But I really think one of the stories of this season in general is corn's resilience.
Once again, that's American Farm Bureau Federation economist Betty Resnick. With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
Lucky Land Casino asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere. Playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Question: how many things in your life are automated? Answer: even more than you think. Automation isn't just the future anymore. It's the here and now. Experience the latest automation solutions and technology. Learn from industry titans and connect with other professionals paving their way forward. Only at Automate, North America's largest robotics and automation showcase in Chicago, Illinois, May 6th to 9th, 2024. Registration is open and free. Learn more at automateshow.com.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
And now, from North Dakota's news authority, Jesse Rostvent, KFYR Radio News.
Good morning. It's 8:34 here at KFYR. Right now in Bismarck, 19 degrees. Expecting temperatures this morning in the teens and lower 20s, then daytime highs into the 30s. AccuWeather calling for a high of 35 in Bismarck today. Warming temperatures anticipated over the weekend, along with mainly dry weather. Chances for precipitation returning to the region Sunday night into Monday, and then looking ahead to the middle of next week, highs possibly back into the 50s. A Minot man is in custody after he led deputies on a high-speed chase. It began when a deputy tried to make a routine traffic stop in the southwest part of town, but the vehicle didn't pull over and instead sped north on the 83 bypass. Chase reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour before the suspect, 53-year-old Brian Gehring, missed a turn and crashed into a ditch before running off. He was later arrested on multiple charges after he was found hiding inside a truck at a farmstead. A passenger drove herself to the hospital to be treated for minor injuries she sustained in the crash. A Bismarck man accused of threatening a man with a knife and assaulting him has been found mentally competent to stand trial. In August, 30-year-old Derek Laframboise was confronted by a homeowner after he allegedly entered the backyard. Police say he struck the man in the face, made threats against him and his family while brandishing a butcher knife, and then ran off. He was originally ordered held without bond pending mental evaluation, but was found competent on Thursday. Laframboise faces charges of terrorizing with a dangerous weapon and aggravated assault. Bismarck police asking for the public's help in locating a missing man. Authorities say 41-year-old Matthew Middlestead has been missing since October 30th, was last seen in Bismarck in the area of West Main Avenue and Frayne Barracks Road, wearing a brown coat with a hood and blue jeans. Matthew, 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 230 pounds, has brown hair, green eyes, Anyone who has any information on his whereabouts asked to contact the Bismarck Police Department. And Fargo police searching for a suspect after a woman was assaulted in the downtown area last night. Happened at a parking ramp located along 5th Street North at around 9:30 p.m. And a security guard reported the attack. Woman was taken to a hospital to be treated for her injuries, which appeared to be non-life threatening. Police said the assault was not random and there was no known threat to the public. Such suspect had been identified but has not yet been found. 8:37 here at KFYR. We'll take another look at the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Save big money on your next project right now.
I'm Andrea, founder of a boutique handbag brand, Andy, and this is why I switched to Shopify. I tried 3 other platforms prior to Shopify, and I remember my breaking point was when I would try to make one little change and my entire site would go down. Shopify made it really easy for me to shift everything over and hit the ground running. I was easily migrate my products and all of my customer information over. With the drag and drop theme editor, we don't need to hire a developer to do any coding. What's amazing is that each theme is automatically optimized on mobile. It's incredible. It looks even better on the phone. We really like adventure. We would not be able to go on the road without a platform that we can rely on. What are you waiting for? Start your free trial with Shopify today.
From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace, this is your possibility powered by Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/iHeartFree. Go to shopify.com/iHeartFree to take your business to the next level today.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. It'll be a cloudy day, high today 35. Clouds and cold tonight, low 20. A partly sunny day tomorrow, the high 38. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low 21. Sunday, sun, patchy clouds, high 40. And then partly cloudy for Sunday night, low 24. Monday, cloudy and breezy for the afternoon. The high Monday at 44. Plan with confidence. Check AccuWeather.com often and download the app today. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Yesterday's high in Bismarck, 35, the low 19, average high and low this time of year 33 and 13. Record high of 66 set on this day in 2021. The record low 23 below set in 1893. Sunset tonight 4:57. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:08. Right now in Bismarck, cloudy sky, light breeze out of the east. 19 degrees, feels like 12. I'm Jesse Rostvat, KFYR Radio, your news and weather authority.
Mitchell in the morning, Todd Mitchell and Jesse Rostvat, KFYR 550. Gary Avenith on the way in. Your talk after 9 o'clock. Back to guns in the 701 in just a moment. Sometime between 3 and 5 today, we'll repeat the secret word to win Todd's Toro. Toro snowblower from Kirkwood Ace Hardware, North and South Bismarck. Bismarck's real hardware store. And KFYR 550 will give away 2 weeks from today, December 14th. Listen for the word. Now, if you listened yesterday and didn't hear the word, yeah, I didn't hear it either. I don't know. Something's wrong with the microphone, I guess, or something. Or maybe the idiot using it. Slingshot. As in, apparently you can't buy a gun, according to a federal judge. I guess we'll have to go back to the slingshot. When you hear the word slingshot between 3 and 5 during the KFYR Cafe today, ring up the cafe, be the 10th caller when that happens. 701-258-0550, 1-800-228-0550. We'll get you in on that Toro snowblower from Kirkwood Ace and KFYR 550. More guns in the 701 next. Hang on.
Before Shopify, did you find yourself wondering, where are my sales at? But now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Gary, easy on the cha-ching. I can't even get my lines out.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Amazing, Gary. Bet you're loving how powerful Shopify's tools are.
And I can make my brand look however I want without code.
And that you can sell on all the marketplaces and socials from your Shopify store.
Or all that.
Gary, stop leaving sales on the table. Start selling with Shopify and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/iHeartFree. That's shopify.com/iHeartFree. Shopify.com/iHeartFree.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent.
Save on Gain Flings at your local CVS today.
When you finally discover that perfect vacation, give into it.
Welcome to Kissimmee.
A holiday where dreams get bigger. In a land that sees you're big and bold and smiles right back.
It's a Kissimmee thing.
Big as our special seasonal attractions. Bold as another unforgettable memory. Plan your getaway at experiencekissimmee.com/holidays.
Welcome to the big, bold heart of Florida.
Welcome to Kissimmee.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win in.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
8:43 KFYR goes the 7:01. And
back.
I heard the warning. Why would anybody be surprised? Record high background checks for firearms happened on Black Friday. Well, one, it's a big shopping day, right?
Big one. Oh, yeah.
Two, crime isn't exactly down.
Nope.
Why is anybody surprised at this?
Heck, just listen to them reports there over the break. There are a lot of things going on just in North Dakota. Stabbings and all kinds of things.
Oh, no doubt.
All the more reason to carry.
You know what happened to me? I'm going to have to carry now, too, because somebody got into my Buick. Did you hear about that?
No. I don't think there's anything worth stealing in a Buick. I don't know.
Hey! Apparently there is. They got my thing of wipes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. Dude wipes?
I had this nice big thing of industrial strength wipes in case something, ketchup or whatever. Whatever the heck. Right?
Did that happen out in Minnesota while you were out there?
Right in front of my mother's housing co-op there where she...
Oh, Minnesota. You got to love it.
I opened the door. They'd taken all the napkins out of the console, put them on the driver's seat, so I knew something was wrong. The glove box, which only had the owner's manual and the registration on, had been opened, and those were sitting on the floor. The thing of trail mix is still sitting on the seat. Why not take that?
Oh, my goodness.
Nope, but you took the wipes.
Took the wipes. Well, I was out there the same time you were, I think, Todd.
What were you doing out there?
Oh, visiting relatives over Thanksgiving as well.
Sure. Yeah.
But I actually went to a place that had real trail mix. It was Von Hansen's meat place, and their trail mix was just all kinds of different kinds of meats and cheese. Now, that's the kind of trail mix I can get behind.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this was not a trail mix with M&Ms and stuff. That's candy. That's not trail mix. That's candy. Just say what it is. If you want to eat that stuff, that's fine. Just stop acting like you're being healthy.
That's right. That's right.
Meat is healthy. What do you mean?
Meat is healthy, yes. I'm talking about the trail mix with M&Ms and stuff in it, and they call it a health food. I'm like, it's got 12 kinds of chocolate in it. Well, then I doubt it's that healthy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway. So how come everybody's
being healthy
doing
outside
background
the
checks on Black Friday here? What was it? Just everybody's getting a gun for Christmas, or what's going on?
Sounds like a good idea to me. Go ahead, Jamie.
I mean, everybody's getting one?
So, Clay, right before was talking about knives and that. Remember, President Obama said if they bring a knife, we bring a gun. So maybe Obama is more Second Amendment than we thought. Huh?
Hey, that's a good point.
So, did a demonstration of the ongoing demand for our firearms and Second Amendment rights. The FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System reported an all-time high number of background checks for Black Friday. And the National Shooting Sports Foundation has the numbers here that the week leading up to it, including Black Friday, there was, in that week, 680,671 background checks were run. And Black Friday itself actually had 214,913, which set a new record for that day. It's a slightly decreased from last year, though, which was down 4.3% from last year in the same week-long period. But that's pretty awesome. I didn't actually partake in the Black Friday buying, Todd. I bought one the other day. It's actually a kit. So, according to old Judge Kane there, we were talking about, hey, I'm going to build my own. I guess I didn't buy a complete gun, so maybe he's happy about that. Oh, that's right. Democrats don't like you building your own guns either, but
these evil ghost guns.
I mean, these background checks reported by the FBI, I mean, that's just keeping with what we've seen throughout the year. And Clay and I have said it every month we bring it up, right, Clay? What do we have? 4 years? For 1 million guns for 4 years running now, right? That's what it is?
Yep, that's what it is, yes. And that's pretty amazing.
So the lowest day out of that week was Sunday, and that was 52,521. And, of course, like I said, the highest day was actually Black Friday, which set that record at 214,913. That's awesome.
And you got to remember, it's mixed background checks. So it isn't necessarily one gun. It could be a multiple. I mean, someone could have bought a shotgun and a rifle, or a handgun and a shot. So it's just background checks individually. So I'm telling you, it could even be higher than that. But anytime you hit almost 250,000 sales or background checks, I'm good with that. Expressing their Second Amendment on Black Friday, that's awesome.
If you have Santa Claus for a gun at Christmas, do you have to do a background check then? Or?
He's exempt.
That's what I thought.
Gun dealer.
Private sale, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it's
it's not really a sale.
It's North Pole rules.
There you go.
He's one of those kitchen table dealers, Clay.
Yeah.
848 at KFYR, it's Guns in the 701. Harvard poll. Well, already, just those words right there make me think, oh, great, here we go. 6 in 10 voters say owning a gun is necessary, is a necessary part of self-defense against crime. Oh, well, yeah, that's a Harvard poll. Otherwise, it'd be 8 in 10, right?
Yeah, it's a Harvard-Harris poll, which I don't generally put a lot of weight into those polls coming out of there, but I found it interesting coming from a left-leaning, basically poll, that we have that many people that are actually in support of the Second Amendment. Basically, they asked the question, do you think crime and safety in your community is getting better, worse, or staying about the same? 42% of them said worse versus 21% who said better, and 49% of independents were among those that said crime is worsening. So, those middle-of-the-road people, even they can see how bad it's getting. Then they also asked, do you think that you need to have a gun today in case you were attacked by criminals, or do you think owning a gun is unnecessary? Well, unlike the judge in Colorado who thinks it's unnecessary, the majority of those voters say, yep, and it didn't matter. Whether they were Democrats, whether they were Republicans or independents, here's how it breaks down. 54% of Democrats said that owning a gun is necessary, even though they vote for the people that want to take them away. 77% of Republicans said so, and 56% of independents. So that's a pretty overwhelming number, and especially amongst the one group that I figured would be way, 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 way under 50%, and they're actually a little bit older. So go ahead, you want to jump in there,
yeah,
Jamie?
Yeah, like you said, Clay, I mean, are they even self-aware that their party is the one who's trying to stop you from actually defending yourself with a gun or buy a gun? I don't even think most of these people who vote for Democrats even realize that, because they said right here and further down in the story here, moreover, a majority of American voters believe woke politicians are the driving force behind crime in the United States. Yeah, and every woke politician is a Democrat, and yet these Democrats who agree with that in this poll, they still vote for him. Anybody who voted for Joe doesn't believe that because he's about as woke as they get.
Yeah, and hates the Second Amendment. And, I mean, even in their new campaign stuff coming out, Biden's people are saying, hey, it's going to be front and center as our campaign, which that'll be interesting. It's gun control. And they want more of them, and they want them all. In fact, they're trying to ban semi-autos now. So,
and Clay, it says here even a larger majority of voters, at 67%, support removing DAs who are soft on crime. I'll bet you 95% plus of these DAs who are soft on crime, or they're Democrats, and Mike Bloomberg, who's one of the biggest anti-gun funding rats in America, helps get these people elected. And yet, almost 70% of people are against them, but they don't even pay attention to who puts them in power.
They don't, and I found in that around here. I mean, this used to be, and it kind of still is in this area, a heavy Democrat voting bloc to a point. And when you ask them questions about this, they're really not. They've been voting Democrat because their dad was Democrat and their grandpa was Democrat.
Yeah, they're all like
and
Kennedy.
Their great grandpa, yeah. They still think it's
John Kennedy.
Yeah. Yep.
Guns in the 701. Friday mornings about 8:15 here on KFYR, but I know that's not enough.
Yeah, it's not, Todd.
Well,
not enough.
I give you 24 hours, it wouldn't be enough, but you do have the iHeart app, and therefore you do have access to even more of Guns in the 701.
Oh, absolutely. Hit iHeart, and then find KFYR. It comes on there in Mitchell in the morning, or find Guns in 701. We're both on there. Best podcast on iHeart for North Dakota. Go catch it any day you want.
Well, not just for North Dakota.
Well, for everybody.
It should actually be required learning for Harvard.
There you go.
And, if they're going to do studies on guns, they really should be studying guns then, right?
They should.
Well, hey, if Scott Bachmeyer can teach at South Dakota State, Clay and I can teach at Harvard, man.
There you go.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys, have a great weekend.
You too, Todd.
Good talking to you.
All right.